This is a box, a really big and empty box, but I intend to fill it today. Would you like to join me in the challenge? Welcome back to the cottage. It is officially summer break, which means life is finally starting to slow down, relax a little bit. It also means that all of my family members are going to be here almost all day, every day for about the next 3 months. And so at the very front end of summer, right at the beginning, I have a system of doing an inventory and clutter release. It's nothing too serious, just a quick pass through the house to look for things that I'm no longer using, we don't need anymore, just to make a little bit more breathing room for all of us since we're all going to be here together in this space. And as I was getting set up to do this process, I thought to myself, you know, there are probably people who watch my channel who could benefit from this as well. And so if you're interested, I encourage you to grab a box. It doesn't have to be as big as the one that I'm using, just any size box, and we can tackle this challenge together. I'm going to start right here in the kitchen because I know I have some things that are being replaced. For example, this smaller waffle iron is being replaced with one that can make 4 waffles at a time, which will cut down on the amount of effort it takes to make waffles for our large family. And also this mini food processor chopper is being replaced with a blender smoothie processor combination. Both of these items were received as wedding gifts over 22 years ago now, and so I think that we've gotten our use out of them, and I'm really looking forward to these upgrades. We also have some serving platters here in this cabinet that I know we haven't used in the last year or so, and they're just taking up space, as well as a tea kettle percolator. One item that I'm not quite sure about is this cast iron skillet. As you can see, it has been so neglected from lack of use that it has started rusting and flaking a little bit. And I've been dragging my feet on decluttering it or not because at this point, I'm not even sure if it's usable or not. So if you have any tips on restoring cast iron, or if you would recommend that this skillet just goes directly into the trash can, please let me know. If you've been following my channel for a little while, you may recognize these lunch bags that I purchased just a couple of years ago. They're still in excellent shape, and at the time they were very useful because I was packing multiple lunches every week. But now that we have a couple of homeschoolers and also our state offers free lunches for kids, they're free because we pay more taxes, I think, here in Minnesota, but these aren't useful to us anymore, and so they can go into the donation bin and somebody will be really excited to get them. Speaking of school, I will still be doing a little bit of schoolwork over the summer with the girls to keep their skills sharp, but mostly I'm going to be focusing on planning for next fall. And I know right away that there is some curriculum that I had picked out for this past school year that we either didn't use or that didn't work very well. So I figure I might as well declutter those right now and donate them, and maybe they will work for someone else. The next category that I want to look through are kids' clothes and shoes. Kids really do tend to grow like weeds in the summer months. At least that has been my experience, and so doing a quick look through of shoes that have been outgrown is necessary every so often. And I also like to pull out any cold weather items that were getting a little tight at the end of the season, because it is almost certain that they will not fit by the time they are needed again. We have multiple kids of the same gender, so I do try to focus mainly on our youngest kids' things for decluttering. There always seems to be at least a few items that can be pulled out of the drawers to make space for hand-me-downs. We keep our kids' books here in the hallway between the girls' bedroom and the boys' bedroom, so it's nice and centrally located. And I was noticing that we have a lot of those like early chapter books, about 3rd grade level, that are more geared towards what our boys were interested in reading, and they are long since past that reading level. And I think that we need to get rid of some of these books that I don't anticipate them reading again. The girls aren't interested in them, and that way we can make some space here for some library books this summer to bring in some new titles to our collection for, rotation. And we don't like to keep a ton of books. We like to keep the classic children's books that we anticipate keeping for our grandkids someday so they can read them at Grandpa and Grandma's house. And so I need to pare this down and make some room. Another stop I'm going to make today is the game and art project closet. In the summer months, our family tends to spend a lot more of our time outdoors playing, and that makes this the perfect time to evaluate our game puzzle collection and recognize if there are any that weren't really used much during the winter. I only noticed one, which ironically was purchased at a thrift store, that isn't really a favorite. But while I'm in here, I'm also going to consolidate the Snap Circuit collection and see if I can fit all of the pieces into this single storage bin to save a little space. If you have a kid who likes to tinker, I would highly recommend these. They are a great STEM activity for both boys and girls, and they really help a lot with logic building as well as creativity. Our kids really enjoy them. Finally, a look through the closet my husband and I share. I'm happy to report that there are only 2 shirts that haven't been worn enough in the last year. Those shirts I can feel good about decluttering and putting them straight into the box. And with that, the box is now full. Ironically, my brand new blender was delivered literally minutes later, leaving me with another large empty box to fill. And I guess that's my sign to do a bit more decluttering. The good news is I had opened up enough space for it to fit perfectly in this cabinet. If you took on this challenge with me, how did it go? Were you able to fill the entire box? What kinds of items did you come across in your home that you identified as clutter? I'd love to hear about it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope that you'll stop by the cottage again really soon.